Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about the July lunar eclipse, which happens on the 16th. And this is a very important eclipse. Now, you all know that I talk about eclipses a lot because what they do is they bring out things that have been hidden, surfacing them to the top so that we can see what we can change and what we can work on. So I want to talk about this eclipse in terms of world events, but mainly about personal events, because this is the most important time that we can see into ourselves. And remember, the only thing you have control of changing in this world is you. So as you work on yourself, so will the outer world be changed. But there's so much happening this month. Let's talk about this eclipse and what all is happening, because currently this eclipse will happen on the 16th at 29 degrees of Sagittarius. So what I'm talking about is where the moon is opposed to the sun, because a lunar eclipse is when we have a full moon and they're tied up with the nodes. So at this point, we have the moon with K2, which is the south node of the moon, and Saturn. This is deep. This is going to take us to the realms of true understanding because Saturn is serious. And I must say that happening in the sign of Sagittarius, Sagittarius is the sign of the truth. And the nakshatra that it's in is the nakshatra that deals with truly uncovering truthfulness, and that's Uttara Ashada. This is the nakshatra of truth. So opposed that, of course, is the sun, and the sun is at 29 degrees of Gemini, combined with Venus. So this is a powerful eclipse that deals with communications, things that are being revealed through communications. The light is being cast on what's to come. So I think it's really important that this eclipse is occurring at 29 degrees of Sagittarius with the sun Rahu at 29 degrees of Gemini. Yes, I'm using the sidereal zodiac of Vedic astrology, not tropical Western astrology. So you will find that my signs differ from what you're more familiar with if you're a Western astrologer. So pay attention, because you're going to see a deeper realm through looking at the Vedic astrology, because we deal with the nakshatras and the stars. So looking at where the sun and Rahu are, at 29 degrees of Gemini, they're in the nakshatra called Purnavasu. Purnavasu actually means return of the light. So I think this is so meaningful in terms of what's being surfaced in our own lives and globally. As above, so below. Remember, what is out there is being reflected in our own lives. And remember, what you put out there will be reflected back to you. So this is how the stars affect our lives. So when we look at this constellation of Gemini, Sagittarius, and these beautiful nakshatras of the truth and return of the light, what do we see here? Something being pulled up, because let me remind everyone, eclipses are the darkening of the lights. And what does that mean? The lights in a chart, in astrology, are the sun and the moon. So when we have the eclipses, they're darkened. And what that means, through the darkness, something comes up and is revealed. So within this period of time, you will have something revealed to you that concerns something from your past to be healed. Remember, the past, everything in the past is our karma. But every single day, we have the opportunity to change our karma by waking up and seeing what these astrological symbolisms are trying to tell us. And we can see some very deep things if we pay attention. And this can have a life-changing effect. So I'm also going to tell you what to expect according to your sidereal astrology sun sign, I notice so many of you, when I talk about the sun signs or the moon signs or the ascendants, you still aren't paying attention that I'm talking about a different chart for you. People still go into, oh, my sun's in Virgo, or it's not. Look at your chart. So I have a brand new chart calculator on my website that you are going to love. It has been put up by Cosmic Insights, and wow, is this clear as day. You will see what is your moon, what is your ascendant, because these are the things I'm going to ask you to look for in your chart if you want to see the deeper things that are trying to be revealed during any of my talks, but particularly during this time of the eclipses. Because you see, when we talk about a solar eclipse, here's how eclipses work. There's 2 a year, but there is there's 2 a year eclipse seasons. So what I call an eclipse season is when you have the new moon conjunct Rahu, then 2 weeks later you have the full moon conjunct Rahu or Ketu. So in other words, there's 2 eclipse seasons, the opposite times of year. So right now we are in the eclipse season because we just had a solar eclipse on July 2nd. Two weeks later, then we have the lunar eclipse. Sometimes you have a lunar eclipse though before the solar eclipse and sometimes after, but not always do you have a lunar eclipse, but always there's a solar eclipse. Solar eclipses are the point of reference. They're the new seed. What is happening? They're the point to look at. So we had the solar eclipse July 2nd, where it was in Gemini. And this is all about communications. This is all about learning, understanding. And that's what's coming out right now, the new communications. But we have to pay attention because what we think we know is not really the truth. Wake up and start looking a little deeper into what you think you know, because it's all being revealed now. So 2 weeks later, after the July 2nd solar eclipse, we have the lunar eclipse. And you see what a lunar eclipse is essentially about. It's the full moon that comes after the new moon. So what do we have at that point? An awareness, because the moon lights up the darkness of the sky when we have a full moon. So this lunar eclipse lights up the darkness that's been prevalent in the world. But then again, the moon's light is darkened during the eclipse, which takes us deeper into a deeper understanding. This eclipse is with Saturn. And this eclipse is in the most potent nakshatra that deals with truth seeking. Look at what's been happening globally in the world. Oh my God. All the vile and nasty, corrupt things that have been coming out publicly. The sex trafficking, the corruption, the money. Do you realize how manipulated everything is? Especially the stock market. Remember when we used to hear about people getting in trouble for insider trading? Do you hear anybody going to jail for that anymore? Poor Martha Stewart. I'll tell you why. Everyone's doing it. There's nothing spoken about this, but it's true. So there's so many things that are going to be surfaced. And see, here's the thing. Between the eclipse season, the next eclipse season is going to occur the end of this year. So December 26th is the day of the solar eclipse that will be the revolution of everything to come. But if you can pay attention to what's happening right now, what's going to be happening at the end of this year will be relevant, and you're going to see an explosion of awareness and events because now the truth is surfacing. So with that, now I want to go into something that will be more meaningful for you. And that is to better understand what's going on with this lunar eclipse in terms of your personal lives. Because we have to work on ourselves. Yes, it's fascinating to watch what's happening out there in the world, but that isn't the most important thing. And so many people want to blame all their issues and problems on everything else that's going on, especially the president, the government, their family, their parents. Stop. What can you do to change yourself, to change your karma, to change your consciousness, to change how you view the world, to find your peace and happiness? This is how I like to use astrology. So let me go through all of the ascendants, sidereal Vedic astrology ascendants, because if you're looking at your Western signs, this will be incorrect. So if you don't know your Vedic chart, go to my website, look at my new chart calculator, which is fantastic. It is so clear you will see your Vedic chart. There's no misunderstandings. So my website is galacticcenter.org. So go there, go to where it says chart calculator. Yes, it's free. You will see your chart. Now, furthermore, I want everyone to know that everything that I'm saying, dates, times, everything, and even the places I'm going to be speaking in the near future, I put out in a newsletter. If you sign up for my newsletter, you will be so pleased because almost every single one of these dissertations, the dates, the times of eclipses, and everything that I'm revealing to you through these videos is on my free newsletter. Sign up for it when you go to my website. Just put your name and email, and you will have all of this information delivered to your email address. So once again, galacticcenter.org is my website. So let me go through all the signs, and you're going to see how this is going to affect you personally, what you need to look at, what is being revealed in your life on a deeper level. If your ascendant or your moon sign is in Sagittarius, this means the lunar eclipse is occurring on your ascendant. This means everything's happening to you personally. You feel things more deeply. The moon is there. And things are coming up concerning your life and what you're here to look at. What is it? It's about your relationships. You see, for so long, you've been taking things too personally and you've been giving your power away. And what's most important to realize during this time is that you need to be more aware of your partner's feelings. This is a time of really healing relationships. This is the deepest, darkest year of revelations, of understanding who you really are, because this is happening in your first house. How cool is that? But be aware that you have to be more appreciative and more feeling and think about how you're affecting others. Because I think that during this time, it's all about you, which good, it needs to be, but don't give your power away to others. You are imprisoning yourself through feelings that your partner is controlling you. And once you realize this is just a figment of your imagination, it will all change because you're the one putting the controls on yourself. Let it go. Partnerships will work out. So if your ascendant is Capricorn, this means a lot of deep, deep feelings from the past are being surfaced right now. Some of them may be sadness, some of them may be regrets, but from this understanding and revelations, you will have a better grasp on what you can do to keep focused in the future. Because understanding the mistakes you have done in the past will help you achieve what you're dreaming of, what you need, what you want in the future. So let go of all those past sorrows and regrets, and you're going to see a whole new life emerge out of this coming year. So if your ascendant is Aquarius, then that means that this eclipse is occurring in your 11th house. Now, the 11th house deals specifically with friends, hopes, dreams, and wishes. But most of all, you have been changing so much lately that you don't resonate with the same people anymore. So what are you doing? You feel lonely, you feel isolated with no friends. Don't worry, it's going to change. New friendships are going to come into your life. But for right now, you're really kind of clearing the air of all the past old friendships that didn't work. One thing I will make you make note of though, your mother may need your attention during this time, okay? So if your ascendant or your moon is in Pisces, you have been feeling so unfulfilled with your career. You feel like you need something that gives you that drive back, that oomph back in life, because it's just not doing it for you anymore. No matter what your work or career is, it feels unsatisfying. So you're searching for that which will give your life meaning and purpose, and you will find it. Yes, you will find it. But this is a time where you're starting to search and you're very uneasy. Don't worry. Things are going to change as soon as we get past into the next eclipse season. So if your ascendant or your moon is in Aries, then this is a time that, yes, your beliefs are changing. You don't resonate with the old ways of thinking or teachers or schooling. I mean, all of a sudden something's breaking loose in you, and this is changing probably your whole concept of the world. But this is good. It's clearing the air of the old, outworn, dated beliefs that don't work for you anymore. And now when you change, it's going to be a time when something will just transform because you've changed your thinking process. This is so very valid and important. So if your ascendant or your moon are in Taurus, this is a time of deep psychological searching, because this is all occurring in the 8th house. The 8th house is about psychology and better understanding who we are from the deepest core of our essence. Your psychic ability is stirring. You're starting to feel and know things you've never known before. Trust them. But be aware that you have been limiting your potential to be successful by hanging on to things and issues, psychological issues from the past. This will change and you'll see your future change. Now, if your ascendant or your moon sign is in Gemini, get ready. This is the year that you feel like you have arrived. Why? Because the Rahu sun and the Venus are in your first house. So you have a new awakening as to who you are. But give your spouse or give your partner, give people that have supported you more credit. You couldn't be where you are without them. And they deserve your thanks and your gratefulness. So if your ascendant or your moon is in Cancer, then this means you've got to pay attention to your health. Health issues are vitally important. If you don't have your health, you don't have anything. So pay attention. There are some signs that are surfacing right now that if you pay attention right now, you can have a complete healing. But if you're ignoring anything, watch out, it'll creep up on you. So this is valuable information. Also, please pay attention to people you work with. Don't reveal things that you don't want spread all over the place, because the people that you may trust and think are your friends are not. So keep to yourself in the workplace. So if your ascendant or your moon is in Leo, then this is the time that you've been feeling a little blocked, creatively that is. So you must realize that there's things churning and developing beneath the surface. And once this transition occurs, your creativity is going to be so big, so vast. You're going to know things, and things are going to come in these flashes of insights. deep awarenesses, but I know you've been feeling a little blocked. And as for the area of children, yes, look out. You must give them more attention. And you know what? This is all going to come together by the end of this year anyway, and you'll be spending a lot more time with your children. Now, if your ascendant or your moon is in Virgo, then the issues to be looked into are family issues. So all those things that have been bothering you about your family are going to come up and hit your face. Remember, I love this saying by Ram Dass. So you think you're so spiritual, meditating 3 hours a day, being a vegetarian? Go spend a weekend with your family. Let's see how spiritual you really are. Here is your big test. But what is also being tested right now is your sense of security. It's being threatened. And because of all of this, I think you're going to be moving very soon. So I think a move is imminent in your future. But please pay attention and heal those family issues, especially with your mother. If your ascendant or your moon is in Libra, then I know you've been struggling with trying to get school education learning complete. This has been kind of a drag. You haven't been able to really process or get things going in the areas that you're normally very good with. Don't worry, this will soon pass as well. But please pay attention to any issues you may be having with a brother or sister, because this is the time of a healing with this. So siblings are very important, and yes, your whole ability will return to focus and learn. So if your ascendant or your moon sign is in Scorpio, I know you've been having some issues around finances. And the good news is it will soon be over with. But here's the ticket to this. I want you to really look back. Look back at some of the issues from your childhood experiences that have plagued you throughout your life and prevented you from your future success. You see, you're trapped into conditioning from the past that is keeping you held back from your financial rewards that I know you're capable of. I mean, Scorpio, come on, Scorpio is the sign, and probably this is only temporary in your life because you've been massively successful before. But it is the truth that just as of lately, and especially with this eclipse, you've felt a little apprehension financially. But now's your opportunity to see why this is occurring. Look deep into those childhood conditionings. So now I have covered all the 12 signs of the zodiac, and I know that if you look deep during this time, you're going to have a beautiful healing, and the past karmas that have controlled your life will be eliminated, because this life is all about growth and healing. And astrology takes us to the next level to better understand how and what we need to be working on at each phase of our life and from month to month. So with that, I'd like to close. If you would like more information on me, or you would like a reading or sign up for my newsletter, go to my website, which is galacticcenter.org. And if you would like to learn Vedic astrology, I have a university. Please go to my university website, which is an online course. You can jump in, it's self-paced at any time. And that website is University of Vedic Astrology.com. Thank you.